Welcome to HCCTV's Registration 2016, What You Need to Know. We're here at the HCCTV studios and we're having a live webcast. For the next half hour, we're going to answer your questions. Where do I need to go to register? How do I register? Do I register online? Is there financial aid? All those questions and more, we have experts here to answer those questions. How can you participate? If you look on your screen right now, there's a chat portion on the screen, and you can actually send your questions in, and we have a web chat team that will actually answer those questions live. Let's get started. Right now, we've got a special guest joining us, Dr. Cesar Maldonado. Thank you for joining us here, sir.
It's great to be here.
Registration's underway. It's been underway since last semester. Why is it important for students to register early?
Well, as in many things that we do, the better plan that we have, the more likely we are to succeed and achieve it. So registering early allows the student to be able to follow their plan, and it allows the college to be able to plan to service the needs of all of our students. The more time that we have to plan and coordinate faculty, support services, classroom schedules, the better off we'll be able to service what the students want. We don't want to turn any students away. So the more time that we have to plan for that, again, the higher likelihood we'll be able to meet all of the students' needs.
One thing that students face is financial problems or getting money to pay for college. Say they don't have the money in January, but they may have at the beginning of February. We have a program for that. Tell us about the Second Start program.
Well, there's a few options. You know, if you can hold off on registration, in terms of starting class and hold off until the Second Start, then we can accommodate delaying the billing and the payment of your registration fees. But before you go to that, we have an installment plan that will allow students to start class with 40% payment in the regular semester and then installment payments throughout the rest of the term. So that's one option. And then, as you pointed out, the second option is delaying a start to what we call a second start.
Right.
And then thirdly, I would ask students to look at all of the financial aid options that they have available to them. We have a strong staff that's trained very well in support and in finding opportunities for students. So I'd ask first that we have a serious conversation with financial aid and then look at an installment plan option or a second start option.
You know, we sent cameras out for the past few months across campus when students were registering and asked them a few questions. We've got a couple for you if you're game for it.
I am.
All right, let's take a look at this first one.
Yes, I would like to know what is the Center of Excellence because I'm a culinary major and I would like to know how can I benefit from that?
Great question. Before the commissioning of the Centers of Excellence, we had stellar programs pretty much located in one location. So with the Center of Excellence concept, we are concentrating on the expertise of the staff and faculty at the nucleus of the program. In culinary arts, that would be over at Central College, right. But we will be developing nodes around the entire system to be able to offer courses in culinary arts to students throughout the Houston area. So even outside of our district, we will allow students to come in, afford students to come in and take culinary arts courses. Once they get the beginning courses under their belt, they can move on to the high-level clinicals that we have serviced out of our Central College campus. So what it does for the specifically culinary arts students, it allows those students to take a significant number of courses at the colleges throughout the district, right, and end up with their expert faculty clinicals at the Central College where we have high-quality equipment, facilities, and the expertise to provide the best opportunity for them to get out and get a good paying job.
Very well. Let's go ahead and take a look at another question.
Is there a way that different departments can work together? For instance, photography students need models and actors need headshots. So why don't they work together?
Sounds like collaboration is what the students talk about.
And that's, again, another great question. Part of the design of the Centers of Excellence is to allow that specific opportunity where we have students that are at Coleman College studying physiology that want to be involved in developing some devices to help patients be able to move around. So as we design prosthetics in our engineering department, those prosthetics will be designed with the input of students from physiology and nursing. In the same way, manufacturing students can study the production processes used to for the prosthetics and be involved in the process. So here you'd have design students, manufacturing students, and healthcare students all involved in designing and producing from prosthetic devices. That's an example of the collaboration that the Centers of Excellence bring to us in the new design of HCC.
Dr. Maldonado, thank you as always for joining us, and we hope you would stick around later on and watch the rest of the program.
I will. I'll be watching.
All right, thank you, Dr. Maldonado. Now let's turn the focus over to those who are watching us online. Our web chat team has been fielding your questions. What are some of the questions that are on the audience's mind? Brittany?
There's quite a few, Todd, and as you can see here, our social media experts are working incredibly hard to answer your questions that are coming into us right now. And to help us answer those questions in this segment is Lynn Herrera from HCC's Public Relation and Resource Development Office. Thank you, Lynn, so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Brittany.
Well, one of the questions that's being asked is, how do I get started to register? What do I need to have with me in order to register either online or in person?
Brittany, I think that we're talking here about students who've never been an HCC student before. So those students, the first thing they're going to need to do is fill out the application for admission. They can go online to our website, the hccs.edu. On the very top of it, they'll see a thing that says apply. They click on that. There's a wonderful checklist of all the pieces that they need to get started. Really, what we're looking at is students who have either graduated from high school or completed their GED. And so if they've done that, they can fill out the application and get copies of any transcripts they might have, get those to us. There is a process, though, for them to get to the point of being able to register for classes. We have people available at all of the campuses who are willing to help them if they want to come to campus, but most of it is fairly simple to walk through themselves online.
That's good information to know. So how are the credits evaluated?
We have what's called a credit evaluation team, and students who are applying to us, if they've taken classes at a college somewhere else, they will send us official copies of their transcripts. Those will be evaluated down at 3100 Main, and they'll be able to get started.
All right, that's great information to know, and there's a lot more questions to be answered. Thank you so much. Now back to you, Todd.
Thanks, Brittany. And of course, financial aid questions seem to be foremost in many students' minds. So we have a few short videos from an HCCTV program called Common Sense with Dr. Ruth Ollison and her guest, HCC financial coach, Chris Ardoin. This short clip explains how you can apply for financial help.
Talk to us about what the Pell Grant is. The Pell Grant is, again, a federal program. It is need-based. You have to apply for it through the FAFSA website. The Pell Grant is once a year application. You apply every January using your prior year's tax return. Again, there is a formula that is used to determine if your expected family contribution will meet the requirements to receive this Pell Grant monies. We encourage everyone that's looking to obtain some form of higher education, whether it's through academics or certification career program, to please apply for the Pell Grant through the FAFSA website.
So don't forget to apply for that Pell Grant. We'll be back with more information on HCCTV's Registration 2016, What You Need to Know. Stay with us. Learn here. Train here. Improve here. Start here. Go anywhere. Register today at hccs.edu.
Learn here, train here, improve here. Start here, go anywhere. Register today at hccs.edu.
We're back to answer your questions about registering for Houston Community College. I'm Todd Duplantis. Sometimes it may seem difficult to get the classes you want, but what if you're an international student with specific instructions? We have someone here who can point you in the right direction. What are some questions international students are asking? Here's Nitra.
Thanks, Todd. They do have a lot of questions. And I'm standing here with Dr. Parvin Bagapur. She is the Associate Vice Chancellor of the International Students for Student Services with HCC. Dr. Bagapur, I understand that HCC has a lot of large population of international students. Is that correct?
Well, I am very pleased to say yes, yes, and yes. And the reason that we are #1 in the nation, this report is coming through the Open Door report, and report that Houston Community College is the largest community college with the number of international students among community colleges in the nation. Okay. I'm very proud. And also the reason we are #1, because we are providing the world-class education to our students with a strong student support for compliance and immigration advising and making sure our students stay in compliance and finish their education in the U.S.
Okay, great. And with this large population of students, there can be many questions. So let's start with questions from one of our international students. Take a look.
First, what I need to do to apply for my English classes, and also I need to know where can I translate my documents from college in Mexico to over here to Houston Community College.
Okay, so now listen, that was a great question, okay? So how does this affect many students? So what does she need to do, Dr. Bagapur, to take care of this?
Okay, if you are F1 students and you are coming to the U.S., the first thing that you have to do as a new student, you need to come to our office at 3100 Main Street to check in. And after you check in with your immigration documentation, then you see the advisor. And when you see the advisor, they are going to give you to take a placement test. And based on your placement test, they are going to let you know which English that you need to take. And then you go ahead and register at that campus that's offering the intensive English program. But we give you the whole direction in writing and give it to you to make sure that you are following the right direction.
Okay, and I understand that international students can apply for financial aid. And here's one student's question about scholarships.
I am an international student, and I would like to know more about the competitive scholarship waiver. The first thing is I don't know like what scholarship is qualified for that thing. The second thing I would say like how do I apply for it? That thing. That's my question.
Okay, so what exactly is a scholarship waiver, and how do they work, Dr. Bagapur?
Well, the scholarship, I just want to let you know also, all international students are qualified to apply for a scholarship as long as the criteria doesn't ask for being a citizen, American citizen or resident. Then you can apply. If you are going to get it based on the application that you completed, they're directly going to forward the money to your account toward of your tuition and fees. And I encourage all of you, please go to foundation office and look for the scholarship. The scholarship is going to be open, I believe, this Monday. And then go ahead and complete your application and making sure that you get what you want.
All right, thank you, Dr. Bagapur. Now, if you need more information or have any questions, we're live right now on the web. So go ahead and log in with us, and we're here to help you. So I understand that our web team, that we have some questions over there about financial aids, and we also have a guest with Brittany.
We're getting lots of questions, and many of them are about financial aid, Nitra, just as you said. And I have with me here Rodney Jackson from HCC's Financial Aid Office. Rodney, thank you so much for being here, but let's start off with a really basic question. How does a student apply for financial aid?
So financial aid is very simple. The application process is very simple for students at HCC. All they would have to do is complete the FAFSA application, which is the free application for federal student aid. A student would just go to the FAFSA website at fasa.ed.gov, and that's where they'll complete their application. Once the application is complete, the school will get that and process them for financial aid assistance.
Sounds like a really simple application process. So what other types of financial aid are available to students?
So it's a variety of financial aid programs that are out there, particularly for HCC students. HCC students, when they apply for the FAFSA application, they're applying for federal, state, and institutional funding. But even more important for those students that are undocumented, we also have state funding that's available to those students that are qualified that wouldn't otherwise qualify for federal aid. So those fundings are available to our students.
Okay, and let me ask you, Rodney, does HCC have a work-study program available to students?
There is. We have a work-study program. Actually, there's more information about work-study on our website. If the student would go to our main homepage, click on financial aid, the work-study information would be on the left side of the page.
All right, and we all know that tuition is a really big concern for students. So actually, how much does it cost to attend HCC?
It depends, honestly. It depends if a student is in district, out of district, or out of state. Those fees can change depending on what their resident status is. But mostly for our in-state students, generally will go between $200 to $250 per 3-hour course.
All right, and what are the payment plans that are offered for HCC?
So HCC offer a variety of different payment plans. Generally, when the students sign up for their classes, they'll have the option to select their payment options. Whether it be financial aid or the payment plan or cash, check, or credit.
All right, that's good to know. And there's more questions about financial aid that we would like for you to answer, Rodney, so hopefully you'll stick around. This is from a student who was registering for classes on campus. And how can you answer him? Let's listen.
What grants or money is available for people 49 years old seeking a second skill or trade?
All right, I don't think he's the only student out there. Rodney, what do you have to say to him?
Mr. Pollard, thank you so much for the question. Actually, honestly, we financial aid, basically all you have to do is complete your FAFSA application. We don't look at age per se, so the student would just complete the application. As long as they're pursuing a degree or certificate with HCC, I think we can get some funding for them.
All right, sounds good. Now, thank you, Rodney. Let's go back to Todd with some more answers to financial aid questions about tuition and other college expenses. Todd?
Thanks, Brittany. There's some great questions, excellent answers. There are many more ways to get money for college. HCC financial coach Chris Ardoin explains.
Federal work study, what is that? Federal work study is an important source of financial aid. It's usually offered at all campuses throughout HCC and some off campuses. It's an important part of the financial aid package that you have to request. So when completing the FAFSA, you have to note that, yes, I would like to take advantage of work study.
A student could have the possibility of working on campus or working in some other venues.
Sure, places like the Women's Center, the YMCA, neighborhood centers, things of that nature. A lot of the nonprofits and some other places, career services, they take on our students here. Those jobs pay $9.50 on campus and $10 off campus.
And believe me, those work study students do work out. A number of the folks who are working on this production you're watching right now are work study students for Houston Community College. We have a lot more information on the way, including registering for college, getting economic help, and study aids to make your college experience successful. Stay with us. Learn here. Train here. Improve here. Start here. Go anywhere. Register today at hccs.edu.
Learn here, train here, improve here. Start here, go anywhere. Register today at hccs.edu.
We're back in the HCCTV studios with Registration 2016, What You Need to Know. I'm Todd Duplantis. In addition to getting the finances and the right information for getting registered to college, it's important to do well and succeed while you're here. We have someone standing by who can steer you in the right direction for doing just that. Nitra?
Thanks, Todd. I have with me right now Dr. Cheryl Sterling, HCC Associate Vice Chancellor of Student Services. Now, Dr. Sterling, what type of services can students receive from Student Services Office?
Thank you, Deidre, for asking. Certainly, we have a variety of services that we offer through the Student Services Department. Actually, we have counseling and advising for our students who are really not sure on what careers they're interested in. We also have career and job placement. We also have the testing so we can determine what their strengths and their abilities are so that we can help them get on the right track to achieve their goals. We also have chat online, we have student organizations, and we also have mentoring programs to make sure that we meet the needs of our students. So we have a variety of programs, not only in student services, but also in academic support services as well as workforce development.
Great, that sounds exceptional. Now, we received several questions from our students concerning help with their studies. Let's go to one now.
Set up for the students to help them graduate? Is there tutoring? How do we get access to them being a student at Houston Community College?
Okay, now sometimes students who have families need help. Well, you know what, I apologize. We didn't answer that young man's question. Let's answer his question real quick and we'll get to the next question.
Okay, what students actually need to graduate, we offer a variety of tutorial programs. We offer programs throughout the district at each one of our campuses and our sites. And they can also go online to ask online at hcc.edu so they can provide tutorial services for all courses throughout HCC.
Okay, great. Now, you know, going back to the families now, like I said, students with families need help. So let's check out this question on child care.
Okay.
What does HCC have for parents who are single parents and don't have babysitters and need to study or always here most of their time? So what can y'all do to help us improve or get better at not having to stop schoolwork just because we don't have a babysitter?
So I would imagine that question affects many students. So how do students get assistance with child care, Dr. Sterling?
Actually, it's a great question. This is one of the programs that the chancellor is really interested in this semester. We've actually surveyed our students this semester to determine what their needs are. There's a great need from one of our students for child care. However, currently we have child care at Central Campus, and we also are working in collaboration with the YWCA with Southeast with drop-off campuses. So I can assure you in the future you're going to see more child care centers open up through Houston Community College.
Wonderful, and that was a great help. Thank you so much, Dr. Sterling, for coming out and answering these questions with us. Next up, we have questions from other students.
I want to know, are you all's credits transferable to University of Houston downtown?
Can't hear.
All right, Dr. Sterling, a good portion of our students transfer to Texas from transfers from other schools to four-year colleges. So how does that work?
Actually, the state of Texas have a common core systems where students can transfer 42 hours, but at Houston Community College, they can transfer up to 60 hours. So most of our courses will transfer to any public or state university in the state of Texas, as well as other places. However, when you get into public institutions and private institutions, it's a little bit different. But all of our courses will transfer to most universities in the state of Texas and abroad.
Okay, great. That's good to know. Dr. Sterling, we have two other questions that are kind of related to each other, and for students on campuses, can you help us with them? Let's take a look.
Okay.
Are there better networking opportunities for students to mingle with other, students in their particular area and what career they're trying to pursue?
What can international students do to get to know all these clubs, and that would help them to be more active and also accustomed to other American students, native students?
Yes, I would like.
Okay. In reference to this gentleman's question, how can students, network? That's a college experience.
Actually, at Houston Community College, and they can log on to hcc.edu. We have a social network, Facebook's, Twitter, as well as YouTube. And we also have chat online. So students have any questions, whatever they need, they can also tune in to chat online as well.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sterling. Let's now go back to our web chat team and see what other questions we have. Brittany?
Oh, we definitely have more questions coming in, Nitra. Our social media experts are working hard, and we've been keeping Rodney here quite busy answering them. And we have one question from a U.S. veteran who asked, I need to get financial aid, but there seems to be so many different things I need to do to get the help. Can someone guide me through this? Now, Rodney, I know that we have expanded our Veteran Affairs Resource Centers. How can we help them?
Thank you for the question. Obviously, yes, we love our veterans. We want to do everything we can to service our veterans, both on campus and off campus. And there are a variety of programs that we have available for our veterans. We have tuition waivers available for them, as well as the GI Bill benefits that they may be eligible for. For more information about veteran services and the programs that is offered through our Veterans Office, the student can contact our Veterans Office for more information with that.
All right. Do you by chance happen to have that phone number?
I do.
It would be helpful to know that too, but if not, as you said, we can go to hccs.edu/veterans. I'm sure that information is there.
713-718-8522.
All right, hopefully you all jot that down. So thank you so much, Rodney. Now let's go back to Todd for one final tip on financial aid for college.
Thanks, Brittany. Definitely some good information for veterans and many students out there. We still have more time left. Registration 2016, What You Need to Know, is underway here at the HCCTV studios. We have experts on hand right now answering your questions on the web about registration, financial aid, student services, and so much more. Here's one quick tip on financial aid and how to apply for it right here at Houston Community College.
Everyone should complete that application. We have that link available on our HCCS website on the financial aid page. You can also go to FAFSA.gov or studentaid.gov to complete that actual application. Again, it's a free application for student aid. Those funds are available for undergraduate students to attend higher education courses, whether that be academic or career courses. It pays usually tuition and fees, and sometimes you may have an excess for books and other living expenses. You input that data, which is usually some personal demographic information, also some IRS income tax information. They ask you things about how many in the household, how many are in college, and then they
income in the house,
and they calculate all of those things to generate you an EFC, or expected family contribution, and that's done at the central processing system, which is through the federal government. And so once they have that, they formulate you what we call an ICER, and then that report is generated back to the school. That school then knows how much family contribution that you need, or expected need, as far as monetary funds are concerned, for you to enter into this university or college for your education.
Well, that's all the time we have for now, but remember, you can always register online at hccs.edu/apply. Check out the steps for registration, chat with our web team, or you can call 713-718-2000 anytime for more information. And don't forget, we're open on weekends and weekdays and Saturdays through January 16th to get you registered on our campuses. There's also payment plans, financial aid, and scholarships available. We're always here to help you. Have a successful and prosperous new year. I'm Todd Duplantis for HCCTV.